Well, howdy, Internet. This is Steve at 1000 Year Home. Welcome aboard. So let's see, I've had to wait until about 7 o'clock to get below 100. I'm going to come out here and do some work. So yesterday, I had 94 at 7 o'clock. Let me tell you, there is a big difference between 106 at 5 p.m. and 97 at 5 p.m. Yesterday, I was happy. I was working out here. I got quite a bit done. So there's that, and I'm pretty happy about it. For those of you who have been following the show for a little while, you might remember way back in early editions, I had a armadillo underneath my one of my shipping containers, and I didn't trap him. Instead of, I diverted waters when it rained, and I ran him out of his house during a rainstorm. That armadillo came back. I see his little tail track. He went into my Connex, and he went in the mattress. You know how expensive those are. And he bore a hole through my mattress. I don't know what he was. I think it was revenge. I do not think he was looking for anything in my mattress. I think he's out for revenge. And he got it. So let's take a look here at what I'm doing. So I laid out a tape measure on the ground. That's a 20-foot tape measure right there that I marked off. And I've been moving the trees and cutting a little swath in here. I'm working inside that Connex because I got to get inside of it. But I'm at the point where when this breaks, when this heat dome finally breaks, rain's just going to come pouring in. The Gulf is 101 degrees Fahrenheit in Florida. And listen, that's a lot of energy, And last time when I went through a drought here in Texas with this, it was followed up with deluges. So I'm convinced that by October, my personal opinion, I have nothing to base this on. Nothing. Here in Central Texas, we're going to have record floods. So I'm kind of taking the time to clean up around here. I want to get my stock tanks done. I'm doing outside work is what I'm saying for those who are doing it. And part of the outside work is I'm beginning to see, everybody's construction site just goes to this state of entropy, a state of order to disorder. Well, because you only have so many hours in a day. And, I am working a full-time job, and then I come and I do this. So I'm working 2 full-time jobs because let me tell you, this is hard. But listen, my goal is to get all this cleaned up. That's all my foundation material that I'm going to put underneath that. I'm going to get that stabilized before the rains come. I got a lot to get done. But another good part of my personality is when I get something, I generally put it up, hang it up, use it immediately. Except for around here, I've had to buy things because of the, my beard's all messed up, because of the shortages, and people have forgotten how to build stuff. When I see something that I think there'll be a shortage on, I buy it and I store it. Usually that works out pretty good unless they're vengeful armadillo. He's got my name. I've seen those little stuffed armadillos here in Texas with the little pistols and the cowboy hat. I'm going to buy one now because I am not. A mattress is not cheap. This was a good one, a pillow top and everything. I mean, it was not a junk mattress. You destroyed it. All right, but it's getting late. Let me get a little bit of work done. All right, I want to get these moved. These 12-foot by 6x6s. I'm going to stage them over here. I'm going to put I'm going to call it a wedding tent, right? I bought a wedding tent for $320. Which I'm going to put all my stuff under that might have a problem. I'm going to clean all this mess up, get it organized, all of my farm equipment that's been tucked underneath trees and whatnot. I'm going to get all that moved. Obviously not all tonight. Tonight I just want to get the wood put in its place, and perhaps if I get time, I'll set up that tent, at least roughly. How about that? Roughly. We'll find out. It's a 10 by 20, and I'm a solo builder out here. What's the chance that I'll be able to put up a 10 by 20 structure all by myself, even if it's an accordion aluminum frame? It says it's steel. It's heavy as heck. I'm going to use my fork truck to bring it around. All right, let me put you on start, and I'll come in with my tractor and clean up here. And take a look here. I think I'll have time to open it up and at least consider. But, you know, I've opened up a spot here, so I could change the direction of that tent to be more like this through here. And that would give me this area for storage behind the tent, as well as a drive-through. I might do that. I was originally going to put it right here, but as you can see, I would like to be able to drive through that way. Let me measure out and see if I could stick it up in there. That's probably a better deal. If it has enough room, I'm hoping that I could put my tractor in the front of it. But I've decided to do that. I'll cut out that one log there, a stick, tree, and then I could put my benches up against those. And then I'll have storage right here and right there, and I could drive through here. And plus I'm a little farther away from the vengeful armadillo hole. Let's see how much of this I can get done. It's a wedding tent. It's a wet. I don't know if that'll make it in the cut or not. Surprise. All right. Well, that'll be my light reading tonight, but let's see how far we get in this fading light. I'm gonna guess those are the bags you use to strap it down to the ground. I am going to elect to strap it to the cedar trees around me and maybe put it in a bucket, legs in a bucket, and fill the bucket with sand or clay. Ooh, that's heavy. Those are probably sidewalls, I'm gonna guess. Alrighty. Anything else left in there? Nope. Another box for my lasagna garden. Rolly bag that I'll never use. At least for this. I can't say that. I might take it down someday. You gotta admit, that's a heck of a way to put up a building. Well, I'll say a couple of quick things. This is sure an easy way to put up something real quick. It won't last a long time, but I'm so close to being in the house, so I just want to move all my sawmill, clean up everything, make it look like a house instead of a construction site. And I'm going to temporarily put this stuff under there. God willing, I'll get 3 or 4 months out of it. Maybe longer if I put a couple of tarps over it, good canvas tarps, maybe. But this feels like nylon. It doesn't feel real beefy, so you know it's not going to last a long time. All right, so to be continued. Listen, these are spring loaded, and I don't want to mess around and tear holes in the canvas right away or the vinyl. So, but I mean, 17 minutes into it, and having never put one up, I'm almost done. So this is Steve at 1,000-Year Homes, and that won't last 1,000 years. I'll be lucky if it'll last a season, but that's what I want it to do. Just a season while I clean up the outside, because I want to paint. I want to do a lot of things before the rains come in October. So I really have a very busy month that I want to get ready for. So, and this is key. Well, I apologize for these videos being a lot of different quality, but everything I do, I'm only able to do a little bit at a time, and you know, recording takes time. So anyway, I'm still on putting up the 10 by 20 wedding tent in my backyard, not to get married, but to put all of my stuff that's all gathered around on the outside that I think looks pretty junky. I'm just about ready to paint the outside. I want to get a lot of yard work done before the rains come in October, which is just a mere 30 days away. God willing. I'm not saying I'm prophetic or I'm foreseeing rain, but I've lived down here long enough, been through 3 droughts. I kind of know the pattern, and I think I'm probably right. And I'm in the middle of a build, so I got to button up the outside. I need to make sure the windows are sealed and got the rubberizing on them, and I want to have a top coat put on the outside. And then I'll go back inside, start doing it. I also have to dig out the stock tanks and fix the driveway. In addition, I'm still kind of trying to put a fire break around everything between now and then. So anyway, that's the big ambition. Let's see. I didn't read last night my instructions. I said I would. It got too dark. I left the instructions out here somewhere. Let me just guess and see if I can figure out how to get this thing. Let me tell you, that 100 pounds in one hand, that was seriously hard. All right, now that I got all the legs on, I've got the top on where the Velcro is. I got to make sure it doesn't tear as I open it up. My experience has been I just push up on the center post and they lock into place, right? That's how these things work. I sure hope so. Super calm the last few days, so I'm lucking out. I caught a break from the wind, but I'll get this all the way up. I thought I'd put it right up against the trees. One, I'm worried about the cattle coming in and scratching against it and whatnot. So, and trying to use it as a cattle house, you know. And it's not built for cattle and horses, so I'm going to have to protect this a little bit. But also, I thought when I bring in my outdoor tables, which are just cobbled together, for lack of a better word, that I can mount them to the tree and lash them onto it and, you know, give it some stability. So that's been my mind. All right, you know, it was, besides clearing the land, it was 17 minutes last night in the dark. that I spent unboxing it and setting it up. And what does this camera say right now? 6 minutes. So I'm 25 minutes into it, and I have a fully done outdoor storage facility for my saws, and and I have the side panels to put up. And then these D-rings right here, I'll go ahead and anchor them to the ground with, and I ordered come-alongs for those, as well as over here, the come-alongs will be onto the trees. And then I'm hoping that the cattle leave me well enough alone. Lastly, I put it underneath the trees. Now, cedar's pretty rough. I will cut off any branches that I see that are physically touching. But my thought is UV down here in Texas is a bigger deal than the cedar. So I'm expecting the trees to give it just a little more time. I would be nice to have 90 days or 3 months or more before I have to order another canvas top. And I might put a tarp over this canvas top and see if I can make it last longer. Those Harbor Freight, they're not much of anything, a 10 by 20, and pull it over. We'll see. We'll see. Let me see how long this one lasts. All right, you know what? This was so easy. Again, I didn't read the instructions. It really wasn't a one-man deal, though. It's 100 pounds, and that's 100 pounds for me to pick up in one hand and latch the latches while pulling the top tight. That was a little bit of a struggle. So really a two-man job, and if it had been high wind, I would not have pulled this off. Anyway, I gotta get to town, get a bite to eat before I come back, and then I'll latch these into the ground and I'll call it a night. This is Steve at 1,000-Year House. This is not a 1,000-year solution. This is just to clean up all the stuff that I have around here that's makes this construction yard look bad, and I want to upscale my construction and make it look a little nicer. So this won't last 1,000 years. I'm hoping to get 90 days. See those tree branches right there? I will cut them out. I'll cut them out before I go to town, in fact. All right, like, subscribe, follow me along. Bye.